take a ride through the cosmos with the newest film from Steven Spielberg, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. E.T. tells the heartwarming tale of a young boy named Elliott, played by the talented Henry Thomas, who stumbles upon an adorable alien botanist stranded right here on Earth. The little guy, E.T., becomes part of the family as he tries to find his way back home, with the help of a bunch of precocious kids and some serious bike riding skills. I found it to be a great movie, and I think you will too. E.T. is a lovable little guy with big eyes and an even bigger heart. He's a wonderful addition to the family and makes a great friend. Plus, I've always wanted a flying bike. I can't believe this movie came out when I was only 8 years old. I missed a golden opportunity. I think the characters were well developed and believable. It was great to see how the family dynamics worked and how they dealt with having an alien in the house. It really made me think about what I would do if I ever found myself in that situation. Would I be able to keep a secret like that? Would I try to help E.T. find a way home? Or would I freak out and tell everyone what I saw? I'm not sure which option I would pick, but I'd like to think that I'd choose the latter. I mean, come on. How cool would it be to have an alien for a friend? I think I would probably end up talking him into staying. I'm sure that would go over well with the family. The cinematography was really something else. I loved the way they shot the scenes in the forest. It really felt like you were right there with E.T. and Elliott as they explored the woods. I also loved the way the scenes with E.T. in the house looked. It was like watching an actual movie being made. The way they shot those scenes was just so realistic and immersive, it really felt like you were right there in the middle of it all. The best scene in the movie is definitely when E.T. gets his first phone call from home. It's heartbreaking and uplifting all at the same time. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but I will say that there's a twist I wasn't expecting, but I will say that it is one of the most moving moments in any movie I've seen in a long time. It makes perfect sense and wraps up the story perfectly. I will say that if you don't want to be brought to tears, then maybe skip the ending. However, there were a few things I did find a bit strange about this film, like the fact that there are no aliens in the entire movie. That seems like a weird decision for a movie about an alien. Also, the way the government handles the situation is a bit over the top. I get that they need to contain the situation, but blowing up an innocent family's house just because one kid is involved seems like a bit much. Secondly, there were a lot of references to pop culture. I know the filmmakers were trying to add some levity to a serious movie, but there were a lot of jokes that just didn't come across all that well, in my opinion. There were a lot of references that didn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion, either. Like when the kids were playing video games, there was a jokey about how bad the game was, but it didn't seem like the jokey was making fun of the game itself. It was more like the jokey was supposed to be that the kids were playing a bad game, which just seemed a bit lazy. I personally think video games are an amazing form of entertainment, and the fact that someone thought they were bad enough to make fun of them just rubbed me the wrong way. I think an E.T. game could have been awesome, something like an adventure game where you play as E.T. trying to find your way home. However, there were a lot of other scenes that were hilarious, like when the kids were trying to teach E.T. how to say Reese's Pieces, and the scene where they're making up their own language to talk to each other. These scenes were hilarious, and were a nice break from all the drama that was going on. In conclusion, E.T. is a wonderful movie and a great addition to the sci-fi genre. The story is touching and the characters are lovable. It's definitely a movie that should be watched by everyone, no matter what age you are. I highly recommend it. I would give E.T. a rating of 10/10, and I would definitely watch it again. (1992) The Final Reckoning.
Surrender or die.
I hear the beeping. I hear the people scream.